For the gravy, grind the green chilies, chopped ginger and the tomatoes to a smooth paste. You can even chop the tomatoes finely and the ginger finely and chop the green chilies finely and use it. I prefer grinding it because it gives a little more gravy. This is the tomato puree. I'm not using onions today. Instead of onions, I will be frying a little basin, then adding it to the tomato puree. Heat the kadai, and when the kadai is hot, dry roast the basin for a few minutes, maximum 2 to 3 minutes. The basin should not become brown. It has to be just roasted, and you should get a good aroma. Once a nice aroma comes, transfer it to a dry plate and let it cool. In the same kadai, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. When the oil is hot, add the jeera, add the hing, methi seeds, and curry leaves. You can chop the curry leaves by hand and add it. Now add the ground tomato puree. You can add a tablespoon of water to the mixer jar and add it to the puree so that the tomato puree and the masala don't burn. Now add the coriander powder, jeera powder, a pinch of pepper powder, amchur powder because I'm using only 2 tomatoes. In place of amchur powder, you can add about half a cup of curds, fresh dahi if you don't have amchur powder, chili powder, and turmeric powder. Mix everything well. Cover it with a lid and cook it for 2 to 3 minutes on low to medium flame till the oil separates. You can see the texture now. The gravy is almost done and oil has started separating. At this stage, add the dry roasted besan or chickpea flour or kadla maav in Tamil. Mix it well. Make sure there are no lumps. The tomato puree and the besan have mixed well and have formed a good base for the gravy. It's not sticking to the kadai and it is coming out as one lump. At this stage, add the mutton. I'm using fresh peas. You can use frozen peas also. The chopped capsicum and the boiled, peeled and chopped potatoes. add salt as per taste. I'm adding about a teaspoon and a little more of salt. Mix it well till the vegetables are coated with the masala. The vegetables are well coated by the masala. Cover it with a lid and cook it on low to medium flame for 2 to 3 minutes before adding the water so that the raw smell of the vegetable goes. I'm adding a teaspoon of sugar to balance the taste. This is optional. Add about a large cup of water. Give it a good mix. The water looks a little less, so I'm adding more. I'm adding one more glass of water. Keep the flame on medium and let it simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. This is boiled for about 7 to 8 minutes. It's not fully done yet. It has to boil for another few minutes. The thickness of the gravy can be adjusted as you want it. If you want it more thin, you can add a little more water. And this gravy will become thick as it cools down. The sabji is ready to be served. All the masalas and the gravy and the potatoes and vegetables are blended well together. I have kept the consistency at this. Depending on your requirement, you can either dilute it more or thicken it more. Garnish with coriander leaves and serve. This video has been shot during the lockdown period, so right now there's no coriander at home. It can be had with roti, chapati, fulka, paratha, jeera rice, plain rice, pulao, or even with bread.